Wealth does not begin in the hands, it begins in the mind. The mind is the only real capital in existence. All other forms of wealth are its offspring. I have struggled a lot since my last job, which was a year and a half ago. And I'm talking about like an actual full time job, a job that I was trying to put everything I had into it. And since then, transparently, I've been struggling. I barely make ends meet every month. And even though I know I have the skills for a job. So my profession is video production. Specifically, I would normally get hired for editing, but at this point, I know so much. I know about video production, video editing, audio and video setups. I know a lot about technology, or at least I like to think I do. I love to learn. Like a lot of the reasons I have the skills that I have is because I love learning. Um, I'm learning a third language for fun, and it's it's something that has killed me because the more I listen to Napoleon Hill, who I took this inspiration from, it's something that I just keep thinking about. When I lost everything a year and a half ago, I not only lost like my fixed income, I lost stability, I lost a sense of who I was, and I also just feel like I lost my motivation because money, in a way, is like oxygen. The more that you have, the more that you're able to breathe because you at least know, depending on how much you're making, that every month your expenses are being paid for. And, this talks about like emergency funds and, even a broader, bigger picture of how Americans or most people just don't have like 6 months of leeway. And I did. I had 8 months or 6 to 8 months and I blew it because obviously, and not only that, I'm just in a position now where I am trying to find a full time job to sustain myself, but I'm also in such a crossroads because I also feel like with everything that I know, I want to be in a position now where I have my own business or I have my own YouTube channel. Like the channel that I'm growing right now. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Tony, and this isn't my first YouTube channel. In fact, this is my third one. So, my main YouTube channel that I'm growing right now is called Leaf Bracer. I'll leave a link down below and maybe I'll put something on screen. I don't know. But it's because I love talking about video games. I love technology. I love retro gaming. I look up news just for fun and I was like, "Oh, let me make videos on that because I feel like that's something that, not only showcases my actual interest, but it can do some good. I can share my information, I can share my knowledge, I can share latest tech news that I think is worth sharing so people can learn." And all of that to say, like, taking this very seriously has done a lot for me, especially my mental health. And has that increased my expenses and my wealth yet? No, it has not. Truthfully, I get a lot of people that will see what I do and they just want me to edit for them or whatever, but it's always like a one-off project or they want me to edit like Mr. Beast or I don't know, they just are my skills don't align with the mission that they want, and then when I try to offer them more than just that, they're not looking for it, so it's usually not a good fit. But the more I hear that your earning power is not fixed, it is underdeveloped. The income that you have now is not your ceiling, it is your reflection. That really makes me think because at some point you gotta just take what you can get, and I agree with that. But then there's time, and one thing that I think about with time, right, is like time is so fixed and anything that I take needs to be calculated. I really need to think of how much time then I'm losing to do these edits and edits again that I'm just going to be dreading it either way, so I don't think it's going to be my best work. But edits that I'm going to have to do just to make some kind of ends meet. But then there's this other quote, right? So Napoleon says, 12 months of serious effort will accomplish what casual effort cannot achieve in 40 years. Wealth is not the product of one decision. It is the result of one decision kept. And that to me is tough in terms of that is such a true statement to me because not only have I seen it in action in other aspects of my life, whether it's friends that I know that kept their mission, me keeping my mission finally, me feeling like I'm making a decision that's mine that I feel is true to me and something that I think does some good in this world. And even with this channel, right? This channel, I made it at first because truthfully, I don't know. I was like, look, I'm learning Korean. It's my third language. I know English, I know Spanish, and now I'm gonna learn Korean. Maybe I can share some good. and show people how I'm learning it, or talk about my progress. I'm about to hit a month into learning Korean, and I think it would be cool to make a video like, here's how I started versus here's where I'm at now. Am I fluent? Heck no. Can I understand conversation? Barely at all. But do I understand words now? Yes. Do I understand structure now? Yes. Do I understand some vocabulary, and can I at least read? Yes. I have learned. I am not the same guy I was almost a month ago when I started learning Korean. And that's not even because like a new me per se. It's my brain. It's such a cool thing what something that serious can do to your brain. But my point is this, that when I lost my job, I went through such a depression that I thought about, I've been so low that I thought about just walking and seeing what happens if I play in the street. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is that I don't ever take those thoughts like seriously, because I feel like luckily I'm scared to death. Truthfully, I am. So luckily, those kind of decisions or those kind of thoughts, I can easily shake them off. But I cannot deny that the past 3 years, they have not sounded as tempting as they ever have been. And I pray, I believe in God, and I also just tell myself that that is not the answer. You're leaving. I will be leaving my girlfriend, my dog. I'll be leaving my niece, who I am a godfather to. I'll be leaving my little sisters, who I want to be a really good big brother to and take care of them when the time comes, if I ever have to, which I want to either way. So luckily I can shake myself out of it. But that decision, right, of not giving up, that's one. That's a big one. And then 12 months of serious effort will accomplish what casual effort cannot achieve in 40 years. Now I think about that. Ever since I started taking my Leaf Bracer channel very seriously, I took it seriously before, but because I got depressed, I lost my job, I had no income, I just couldn't get myself to care anymore. I was like, I need to get out of this state that I'm in. And now that I'm back at it and taking chances again, experimenting, finding ways to deliver value, and looking at the analytics and seeing what's growing, seeing what's not, pivoting, I noticed such a change in just 2 months now. 2 months. And I had a year and a half that I could have stuck with this. But I let my brain convince me otherwise, that it wasn't worth pursuing. When in reality, it's anything of that nature is always worth pursuing. A greater purpose is always worth pursuing. But I let myself talk myself out of it. Honestly, it's one of my biggest regrets right now that I've had since I lost my job. And it's not a regret because, I could be, I don't know. I just know that, like, if I just stuck with it, I could have been further along. I could have been closer to my goal, to my mission, to some kind of income, not, financially stable, but just some sort of income. And who knows what that can do. Videos will always garner such a huge change in life that I think all of us that are interested in making videos should. It's the reason why I'm even making this video right now, and I intend to make more of these, because not only is this doing good for me and my mental health, but I think it'll be good to talk about it for like-minded people who are dealing with something very similar. And all I can do is give the perspective of everything that I struggle with and give the perspective of someone who is going through something that might be similar to your situation, but I need to approach my situation differently. And I need inspiration, I need guidance, and that's why I pray, but also I look to those smarter than me. And it's the one thing, like, if there's anything I feel like I ever hope to leave behind in this world, it's like showing people, if you take your education seriously, what that can do for you. And in a weird way, sometimes I feel like, well, what good has it done for me now, right? Like, look at the situation I'm at. But at the same time, I also know this is not forever. Or else I would have gone and played, thrown my ball in the middle of the street and go and ran for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know that's not the answer. So education, I think, is one of the things that we just really don't take seriously. But I know, like Napoleon says, if you want to stick with something and you stick 12 months with it, your life can change. Korean right now, I'm only going to be a month with it. And I never thought I'd have the progress that I have right now from when I started. When I started, I felt silly. I'm like, well, what do I know? I can't even read it. I can't pronounce anything. Now I'm like, damn, dude. Like, just one serious month of everyday practice, even if it's just minutes of practice, has done wonders for me. My channel, sticking with this goal, 2 months of I'm in July now. 3 months, actually. It's 3 months. 3 months. A very serious video making has changed a lot already. So imagine what would have happened had I stuck with this for a year. when I, didn't have work. And even with Korean, by the way, I started learning this, like genuinely started learning this seriously back when I was 26. I'm 32 now. So 6 years ago, I started learning and then I stopped. Imagine the progress I would have had I not given up then, because I just restarted again a month ago. And again, I can reflect on that. I kick myself in the butt for that, which I do. But at the same time, do you see what I'm saying? Progression, sticking with something. That's the goal. That's the mission. Stick with what you're aiming for and stick with it. Like that, I need to keep this in mind, hence why I'm making a video on it. But I also hope that in talking with this, some of you out there, if you have a mission, I recommend praying to whoever you believe in. And if you don't believe in anyone, then learn from those smarter than you. Learn from those that have done it. And listen to Napoleon here. And I'm going to say this one more time, okay? Napoleon said, your earning power is not fixed. It is underdeveloped. The income you have now is not your ceiling. It is your reflection. Wealth does not begin in the hands. It begins in the mind. And the mind is the only real capital in existence. All other forms of wealth are its offspring. And now when it comes to the 12-month transformation, 12 months of serious effort will accomplish what casual efforts cannot achieve in 40 years. Wealth is not the product of one decision. It is the result of one decision kept. So, as of now, I have more than one decision, but my decision for my YouTube channels, grow it. Take it as seriously as I take making money right now seriously. And then also for my learning, take my education and learning seriously, because, again, I could have been so much further 6 years ago had I just stuck with it. I knew I always liked it, so why would I stop? I hope this video did some good. Let me know how you feel down below. See you guys in the next one.